Hi YouTube, it's Jobette. I'm trying something new. I'm outside today. Today is Wednesday, July 13th, 2016. This is my 1 week post-surgery update. Crazy to think 1 week ago I was actually probably just waking up from surgery. I'll give you my stats right away. My high weight was 333 in February when I went in for my MRI. Sorry, I'm kind of squinty. It's very sunny. Before I started my liquid diet, I was 291. After the 2-week liquid diet, I was 281. That was day of surgery when they weighed me at the hospital. And after surgery, you usually gain a little water weight. I gained about 9 pounds. And this morning, my low weight is 270.2. Like, I kind of just ran right through the 70s real quick this week. It's kind of crazy. It's super exciting to, like, every day, I know you're not supposed to, but every day I weigh myself. And it's like every morning the number is lower. Sometimes I weighed myself a couple times during the day, I have to admit. And it's crazy. You're like, I just weighed myself an hour ago. I lost another pound. It's just insane. So some of the things that I've been going through, on a couple of videos I heard some people say that they had like a super heightened sense of smell, and oh my word, it sucks. It's like when I was pregnant in the first couple months and smells would nauseate me. It's not good. My boyfriend is a smoker, and so he'll come in from outside and I'm like, ooh, get away from me, makes me want to puke. I just want to be mean and yell at him and tell him, go brush your teeth, go take a shower, go change your clothes every time he comes near me. And that's a horrible thing to say. I know. I don't say it to him. It's just grosses me out. So I've noticed a lot of smell, like super heightened sense of smell. I went to my counselor yesterday and I walked into the office. Usually I don't notice anything. And I was like, oh, it smells like someone's got bad breath. I was like, something just smells. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's very weird and I hope it goes away because it's really ugh, not fun. And I guess I've been really lucky as like the surgery pain wasn't really bad. Let's see, except for I threw my back out the day after I got home, but like I think a day or so after I'd been home we went to Menards and wandered around, and I got so tired. You get exhausted like super quick, but I mean I wanted to get out of the house, so we went to Menards, wandered around, and by the time I got home I needed a nap. So I laid down with my daughter and took a nap, and then later in the afternoon I had already agreed to go to Target with my friend Emmy. So we went and wandered around, but like halfway through the store I was like, I hit my exhaustion wall and I was like barely trudging through the rest of the store. I was like, Emmy, I'm done. So we finished up and I got home and I was just pooped out. But I don't know what's wrong with me. I try to be like perfectionist, do everything perfect. So that night I still wanted to make supper for everyone. I'm a little bit insane. So like, I don't know what's wrong with me, honestly. I baked chocolate chip cookies and then I made supper for my family. And I was super excited though, because it smelled really good. But I didn't want any. Like, your tummy does not feel like you want anything in there. So I had a couple, there's a bee or a wasp or something over by me. Okay, so I have had 2 bad food experiences, and the first day I thought it was because I heated up my daughter's lunch. She had some leftover chicken noodles with Alfredo sauce, and I had a tiny little bit on my finger and I just licked it off. I didn't even think about it. And then I had a little bit of soup and like a bite of Jello afterwards, and all of a sudden I felt horrible. Like I got so sweaty, my mouth was filling with saliva, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna throw up. So I ran upstairs to the bathroom and I just felt horrible, absolutely horrible. And I was like, don't puke, don't ruin your new stomach, just don't do it. So I was in there like shaking and sweating and whatever, probably 20 minutes, and then I laid on the bed and I had to take like a little nap. it was bad. I was like, oh, that's what dumping syndrome feels like. I don't want it. So after that, I was like super, super careful. But as I said before, I try to do everything perfect, and I was noticing I'm not getting my protein in, I'm not getting as much liquids as I thought I'd be able to, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I saw so many videos of people saying the same thing, and they're like, oh, I thought I could do it. I really did. I was like, just sip, sip, sip all day on your water, sip, sip, sip on your protein shakes. It can't be that hard. I feel like a dummy. Because I have tried, and you're exhausted and you don't want anything in your new little tummy. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like it wants anything in there. And you're like force feeding yourself. So, as I said, I wanted to do everything by the book, do everything perfect. And so I was like, I am not getting enough in. I'm going to just up it. And I'm going to force feed myself every 15 minutes, take a little sip of protein, take a little of this, and I don't know what I did. If I put too much in my little pouch and I was full up to here, but I had the same like dumping experience. I got so sweaty and shaky, and I was like laying my head on the toilet seat, just praying that this would go away. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong this time. I don't know what's wrong. And I was like, I must have just overdid it. I was so worried, like my stomach hurts. It was like my chest, like heartburn. It hurt so bad. I thought that I had split my new stomach open. I was like, what is going on with me? I was worried I was gonna have to call the hospital. And there's a really cool closed Facebook weight loss surgery page, I guess. So somebody has to invite you on it, but then nobody else can see except for the people that are in the group. It's really cool. So I asked some questions on there, and like there's some other people that had surgery about the same time as me. They're experiencing the same stuff. It's like good to hear that you're not crazy, that you're not like every little thing you kind of want to be like, should I go to the hospital? Did I ruin things? So it was comforting to have people tell me this is normal, it's okay, just take it really, really easy. So for the rest of the day after that, I just had like sucked on popsicle. I was like, I'll keep trying, but it just didn't want to, no more protein that day. So I don't know. I'm hoping that as time goes on, my tummy will feel a little better and I'll be able to shove some more protein and liquid in there, but I'm trying so hard. I have little notes down here so I don't forget what I wanted to talk to you about. When I was wandering around Menards, so silly, I walked by a bunch of the candy aisles and I was like, you know, usually I'm not like a super sugar freak, but going on road trips and stuff, you're like, ooh, I like these sour gummy worms and whatever, a few little yummy treats. And I was like, oh, am I never, ever, ever going to be able to have another one of these again? Or am I going to just have dumping syndrome from like one bite? It's kind of crazy because you don't know how exactly your body will react to everything. So it was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have had a food funeral. On a few of the videos I heard people talking about before surgery, they went out to like every restaurant that they loved, they pigged out on all the food that they loved, and they had food funerals. And you know, while the thought did come into my head while I was going through my, you know, a couple months before surgery, in February I went to get my MRI of my back because I was in just excruciating pain. I was at the highest weight I'd ever been, and it was just so frustrating. And that's when I had made up my mind to actually go through with the surgery. So maybe a day or two after I got out of the hospital from that, I had put in my paperwork, sent it to the bariatric center, and, you know, waited. And during that time, I was like, well, whether I get into the program or not, whether I'm accepted for surgery or not, I need to change my life. I need to get my act together. I know what I have to do to lose weight. I've done it before, and I need to keep trying. You know, just never give up. So I had started trying to eat really healthy and work out more, well, walk more, and do all this stuff to try to lose weight. So by the time I actually had my first appointment with them, I'd already been down a little bit of weight. So when I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go through surgery, I didn't want to pig out and gain back that weight that I had just lost. And you know, once you're in the program, my insurance especially, I had to do like a phone 10-week phone correspondence course thing, and I had to do homework, and every time they'd call me, they would ask my weight, how I'm doing. So it's not like I could just gain a bunch of weight and be like, I'm just having my food funerals. So now it's like I almost feel like I missed out and didn't have my funerals, and I should have just picked out on all the foods that I loved. And I was like, you got to be 333 pounds because you had food funerals all the time. You ate kind of piggy-ish all the time. Not literally all the time, but more than I should have. So I go back and forth on that. Like, this is a crazy emotional journey, and it's so weird. Like, day after surgery, I was texting my friends like, best decision I have ever made. I'm so happy I've done this. Sorry, I'm on kind of a busy street. So I was super excited. Sure, I had made the right decision. And then like days later, you're like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have had a gastric sleeve instead of the RNY. Well, it's too late now. You made your decision. Dumping syndrome was the scariest thing before surgery, and that's kind of why I did it. But man, dumping syndrome, no fun. I don't want to experience it anymore, and I'm sure it'll happen a couple times as I experiment with what I can and cannot eat. But whew, it's scary. It's scary to think, oh, I already had the surgery. There's no turning back at this point. You're gonna live with what you did. And really, I know that it's like the best decision I've ever made, and I can't wait. But in these beginning stages, there's so much going on in your mind, so much. Your emotions are all over the place. You're still recovering. You're feeling crappy one day. You still can't really eat. I'm still on liquid diet for another week. It's just a lot of changes, a lot of everything. Oh, speaking of changes, so I had heard that, you know, having this surgery can negatively affect your relationship. And I have been with my boyfriend for over 4 years now. We have a beautiful little 3-year-old daughter, and mostly things are pretty good. I mean, we still fight about things. I have things that drive me nuts about him, and I'm sure I drive him nuts sometimes. But already, like, as I'm into this process, like so barely into this process, I'm like, oh, I'm making all of these healthy changes, and he is not changing at all. He doesn't care what he eats. He drinks like probably a 2-liter of Mountain Dew a day. He eats Snicker bars all day long, peanut butter cups. He smokes 2.5 packs of cigarettes a day. I do not smoke at all. I am trying to get the healthiest life I possibly can. I'm looking at him going, are you gonna die at 40? Like, you are so unhealthy. I wish that you would be making these changes with me. I wish that we could be like hiking together in the future and doing fun things and like whitewater rafting, and like I have all of these cool things in my head that I want to do, and I would love to have him by my side. But I'm scared that as time goes on that it might like split us apart, that I'm going down a healthy route and he doesn't care. And he's not fat. I mean, he's a big guy. He's 6'2". He weighs 280 pounds, which I'm smaller than him again. But he is like tons of muscles. He rips the sleeves out of his shirts all the time because he has huge muscles, and he's just like built like beefcakey. And he works for the railroad, so he's like super strong, working hard every single day. So I don't know what the future holds, but I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I love him, but I wish that he was coming down this healthy road with me. So I have not given you guys a full body shot yet. My body type generally, as I lose weight and everything, I've said I've gotten down to like a size 14, almost a 12. I was 187 at one point. I always have a big butt and big thighs and, you know, big calves and big arms. But usually the first thing to go is my little double chin. Goes away right away. And then my boobs go, and then my belly. I get like a nice thin little waist, at least I did before I had a child. And then I always have a giant bubble butt. So I'll stand up and show you now, but from my high weight in February to now, oh gosh, I've lost 63 3 pounds, 60, a little more than 60 pounds. So I've already had significant changes, but this is how I am now, 1 week post-op surgery from the gastric bypass, RNY. So I'll stand up and try to get a shot back there by the shed. I think I gotta tilt this, so sorry for a minute while I try to get this ready, but I'll try to give you a full body shot. This is no sucking in. Sucking in. And I don't know if you could see that, but I still have the little whatever tape strips over my incisions. Maybe I'll get you a better shot later. I don't know. But I tried to show you everything. You know, usually I just come on here, no makeup. That's just normally how I am. And I just show you everything. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I am totally not perfect. I will screw up along the way, and I'll let you know that I screw up. Speaking of which, I am not supposed to have sugar-free pudding, but it looked delicious and something different than I had before. You know, my 2-week, I've been on a 3-week so far liquid diet, and I just needed something different, so I had a little sugar-free pudding. Not a lot, just a couple little bites, but it's naughty, on my naughty list. That's the one naughty thing I've done so far. But yeah, I'm here if you guys want to ask me a million questions if you're going through the same stuff. That's kind of why I started this. I want to help other people going through the same thing. Ask me any question you want. I will answer it as honestly as I possibly can. Have a good week, guys. I will try to update you once a week. Maybe on Wednesdays. That's my surgery day, but we'll see how things go. I'm a busy mommy and I work, so it might not happen till the weekends, but I will try to update once a week. Till next week. Bye, guys.